you it's after May 4th.
I did.
Did you watch anything Star Warsy for Star Wars Day? You didn't watch anything for Star Wars Day?
I did.
No?
I'm a Jedi, so I just got up in the morning and looked at myself.
And he was like, yeah, happy May 4th.
I'm like, may the 4th be with you.
And unto you.
Always. And also unto you.
I watched like all the Avengers movies, and then I watched, just because it was, it's the 10-year anniversary of the first Avengers movie coming out.
So you just didn't watch any Star Wars? You just watched the Avengers movies?
Well, no, I did
on May the 4th. So you watched movies but didn't watch
Yeah, I watched
Star Wars movies.
I watched just because like it's the 10-year anniversary of the first Avengers movie, so I was like, it'd be fun to watch all the Avengers movies. And then I was like, I gotta watch something Star Wars on Star Wars Day, so I watched I watched episode, I think it was 5 and 6 of Boba Fett, like the Mandalorian episodes of Boba Fett. Like,
I feel like all nerd content creators basically took a day off yesterday. Because nobody really did a lot of May the 4th stuff, but you could see that like people was like really still watching.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely a content consuming day. So I'm sure that like a lot of content creators like put out stuff to come out yesterday, but just didn't do anything yesterday.
They didn't do anything for
chill.
Like they were like, "Oh, I'm chilling."
Yeah, like, which is fair enough. I also used yesterday to chill. I remember you actually asked me, he's like, "Do you want to do anything?" I was like, "Nah."
Nope.
I would much rather just enjoy the day.
Me, I would have did something. You fucking nerds. I would have did something, but no.
Yeah, I also couldn't think of anything like super special to do.
Yeah, that's a problem sometimes.
Beyond just like watching all the movies, which like that would take 100 years, and
you know
maybe
what?
we'll save that for something super special.
I'm gonna tell you guys
save
a
that
secret.
For something
the reason that we've been talking for 4 minutes with basically almost 4 minutes hadn't talked about this goddamn show that we're actually talking about yet. Hadn't even mentioned it. Let me tell y'all why. Y'all know why, goddamn it.
Oh my god.
Because this was, well, you know what? Let's talk about what we're talking about.
Yeah, oh man. Hello, you beautiful nerds. Welcome to the Drunk Banthas podcast, where we talk about sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and all the popular art that we love. Also, we do it drunk. I'm joined, as always, by my brother Bill.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. Hey, hey, hey.
My name is Alex, and today we are talking about the season finale of Moon Knight. So
praise Kartz.
Could be the series finale. We haven't heard any word about like whether they're gonna make a season 2 or.
I feel like it's
movie.
stupid if they make themselves look stupid if there is no season 2. I mean, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if they make themselves look silly if there's like no like continuation for sure, because this seems very open-ended. And also when you got a talent like Oscar Isaac, it just seems like a waste. But Marvel's wasted talent before. Well, we'll not get into that right now.
We've wasted talent before.
Rachel McAdams. Chest.
Or
but
how
what
about
do you
Brie Larson?
Oh yeah, Brie Larson. I'm hoping that she's gonna get something because she's got another movie coming out. But
they don't like. I don't know what she did, dog. We need to do a whole fucking pod on that.
Just Brie Larson.
What did she do, dog? They don't fuck with her.
I don't know what it is
at all.
In
the movies that she's actually been in, she's barely in them.
Right.
But she's supposed to have her own movie, and they make it with 2 other characters are going to be in the movie.
Right.
She might not even be in her own movie, dog.
Yeah,
her own sequel might not involve her at all.
That's really really lame, and that also speaks to what I talked about. I think one of the earlier episodes where just like with females and minorities, they try to make it seem like we're trying to do representation, but it's like, let's just get it all done at once. Like, let's not make a whole bunch of inclusive movies. Let's do it all at one time and get it out of the way.
Heavily to this one show that we just watched once recently called Moon Knight.
Oh man, and who knows? Well, actually,
let's just get back to this.
What were your initial thoughts? Like, did you like on the whole for this show? Like, do you? Or not for the show, just this episode. Just this episode.
Well, let's just talk about the whole show. I've been giving them a break, a pass, if you will. I don't want to judge them before I've seen the final product. The last episode.
Right.
You could make up for everything that you've done by giving me some kind of reveal or, showing me something that, even if I already expected it to happen, showing me something that, is really dope.
Right.
I knew these guys were going to fight, so that wasn't as interesting to me because I knew that was going to happen. They got to fight. They're the protagonists and
the antagonists. Yeah.
So they're clearly going to fight. But how are they going to get there? What's going to happen?
Right.
Big reveals.
Right.
And none of that shit satisfied all of the bullshit that they actually did.
Right, yeah.
It's like those flashbacks, those like flash cuts of not seeing what's happening when Mark blacks out into what we now know was Jake.
Yeah.
Bro.
It was super unsatisfying.
Why can't we get... It was unsatisfying as fuck. Like, what was the whole point of that? There was no point if there is no reveal of that. There's no...
Yeah.
And then we're going to get there. We're going to stay chronological. Let me tell y'all something. It's really hard to talk about this show because all of your favorite people on the YouTubes are loving this show. Your Emergency Awesome. Hey, Charlie.
Yeah, there's some people who are
Hey, Charlie. Heavy Spoilers. New Rock Stars. They all acting like they love this shit because they get screeners. They get love from the man. So they not going to, talk shit, bite the hand that feeds them. But we don't get none of that, y'all. So we going to be honest with y'all. This show sucked. This show sucked because this last episode sucked. So the whole thing didn't even make sense.
Yeah.
Who directed this?
I forgot who directed this episode.
Sorry, I mean, who directed this, Alex?
Or who the showrunner was specifically. Actually, let me look it up because it does make it is a point that I wanted to make.
Right, because these people, I feel like, are rode on the coattails of, hey, we're Marvel, so they just want to see some action. And they just want to see Oscar Isaac. And we got to put some women in there. And then we're good. We got brown people. We got women. We're good.
Yeah, I can't find the showrunner. I've already given up.
You know why you can't find it? They've scrubbed it from the internet.
Yeah, because this seemed like there were a good number of directors on this show. I remember seeing like one name stand out, but I do remember so yeah, I agree that this show is not really that good. This episode is not really that good. One thing that journalist and screenwriter Mark Bernardin had mentioned that because one of the problems with a lot of these shows, because we keep talking about how the pacing on a lot of these Disney Marvel shows are just off. And he's mentioned that when you get these filmmakers to make these TV shows who don't really understand the language of TV and just episodic storytelling, then it just ends up feeling kind of off. Where you get the second act moment in the last episode of the TV show, so it just doesn't really feel well. Which is why I feel like WandaVision, in my opinion, WandaVision is my favorite of all these shows so far.
Loki.
I like Loki a lot too. And I don't remember exactly who did Loki, but Matt Shakman from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, he used to direct episodes for It's Always Sunny. Probably still does. But, he started out in TV. He understands the language of TV. That's why I think the pacing works a little bit better.
And it was basically based on a television show. The premise of WandaVision is different television shows every episode.
Right.
Like
yeah. Like
she's based in a world that's basically like a television show. So that was a little easier for them to pace it that way. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure, yeah, and they got like super weird with it.
The storyline was based; it was like bogged in it. Like the first 4 episodes are just Wanda and different time periods, different shows,
right?
So, but this show sucked.
So
like, let's just start. Let's count.
Actually, yeah, we'll do that toward the end. But yeah, this episode starts with like Layla receiving a message from Towerette. Telling her to find and release Khonshu so he can revive Mark and Steven, I guess, respectively. Because, that's right. Mark wakes up in the afterlife, which is just, I guess, a big wheat field. Wheat field from Gladiator. We talked about this.
We talked about that.
But then he's like, nah, I don't want to. Because I
love Steven.
Steve's dead.
Because Steven is my crutch.
Which, like,
and he shouldn't have to die, which doesn't make sense because this motherfucker, you created this motherfucker. You fucking crazy, dog.
Nothing about this afterlife shit makes any sense. Like the fact that you could just fight off the afterlife by like actually just fighting.
Yeah, but then all of a sudden you can just walk back and there's no more fighting.
And there's no more fighting. And then,
we're fighting.
But then,
we're fighting.
Your heart isn't balanced, but now your heart is balanced. Yeah. Wake up, we're fighting.
Wake up, we're fighting.
Like, did you understand any of the stuff where like their heart wasn't balanced, but now their heart is balanced?
I understood that shit. Like, I understood that shit, but it's just
why was their heart balanced now? Explain it to me.
Because their heart couldn't be balanced because he was crazy.
Okay.
Well, once one of them was gone, then he wasn't crazy no more.
Right.
But then he was like, no, but I can't leave my crazy behind.
Right.
Gotta go get my crazy. He went and got his crazy. Picked up. He said, hey, wake up. We're fighting. And then they got up and then they ran. For some reason, all of a sudden, this nigga leg stopped working. Why does Steven's leg work?
Okay, yeah, I agree. That was another thing. But then
this nigga leg don't work.
But like the thing that like I understood what happened. Like this.
No, I know you understood what happened. I'm just saying.
But I don't understand why like their hearts weren't balanced on the boat, as opposed to just like
because they had to talk to each other. Remember they went through the whole process of like revealing shit. Steven had to be aware of why he existed, and Mark had to basically admit, like, yeah, man, I'm crazy. I created you.
Right, yeah. I feel like they had that revelation on the boat.
That created a balance within Mark, but it couldn't be a balance between the two of them because they're not. Also because Jake wasn't there.
Right. I mean,
I think if Jake had been there, they all would have sunk. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
right, yeah, for sure.
Because that's the reason it really wasn't balanced. But why do you not know that? Because they didn't bother to do anything to explain that to you at all.
Yeah, it was all poorly explained. If that's the case, yeah.
I knew where they were trying to go with it the whole time. I remember I was telling you, hey, look, they're going this way with Jake. They're going this way with Jake. We're going to see. This is going to be Jake. Jake. Hey, Jake. I need my money, Jake.
We did. Like Jake ended up not factoring into the heart balance thing at all.
He did because that's what I'm saying. He did because, but they didn't show that because they didn't. If his heart had been there, it would have been balanced one way or the other.
The thing I'm saying is that it turned out to, like so. You know, Mark turns around and goes back to San Steve, and then he hands his heart to San Steve. And he's like, I love you, San Steve.
And
then
heart.
Their heart.
That part didn't make sense.
Then San Steve comes. That's what I'm saying. Like as far as like the because like.
No. I thought you meant on the boat with the balance.
Right. No. Yeah.
This
but
part, that part did not make no sense.
Yeah, because like I was like, I guess I interpreted that as like, because he said some more things. I guess their heart is more imbalanced, and that brought Steve to life. But none of that makes any fucking sense.
The stupidest shit.
It's like, how's their heart more imbalanced than it was on the boat? Like he didn't have any more of a revelation than it was on the boat. It was all dumb.
It wasn't balanced on the sands. That you messing up after that. No, what they did was he just absorbed Mark's heart.
He just absorbed Mark. That makes less sense.
I'm trying to tell you what happened, dog. I'm not trying to. make it make more sense. I'm just trying to tell you what happened.
Okay. Well, I mean, and to your point, his leg just not working.
Why do you? Because he gave this nigga half his heart, I guess.
I guess so. Yeah.
Hey, only half the fucking circulation going in there.
My leg is still sand.
Yeah, my leg is the sand. My leg's not the sand.
That doesn't.
Nigga,
Oh,
what
God
the fuck? All of a sudden, y'all can't. Oh my God, I was so mad, nigga. I was so mad. And this is the beginning of the episode.
We were like, what, 15 minutes into this podcast? We were 3 minutes into this episode. Oh my God, this episode was so terrible. So yeah, Layla refuses to become Khonshu's new avatar.
Fuck you, Khonshu.
Like Khonshu does straight up ask Layla to be the avatar, right?
Before that, Harrow goes to some.
Oh yeah, that's right. Harrow uses Amit's power to kill all the Egyptian gods and avatars before releasing Amit, which is a crocodile lady.
Crocodilo. But before that, he kills a bunch of security guards or something. I don't know, some police, and it's happening right now. And
that's right.
The hippo lady reaches out to Layla.
Right. Yeah, that's when Toweret tells Layla to release Khonshu so she can revive.
And she says, "Hey, I need to be your avatar. You need to be my avatar."
Right. Yeah, they do mention something. She's like, "Nah, I don't
Bitch, why y'all so thirsty for this? Y'all all want some piece of this. Everybody want me to be their avatar."
So everybody is trying to all get off my guts. Stop. But like, it's very weird how I feel like Harrow's little organization is very unorganized. Y'all can't do a head count. Y'all can't tell that this one. Y'all have one too many people.
It's extremely unorganized. Remember the last episode? They killed one of them niggas. Got killed. Layla killed a nigga, and then they just walked out. No, that was the beginning of this episode. The beginning of this episode, Layla, they're still in Alexander the Great's tomb, and Layla kills one of the dudes as he comes around the corner. She stabs this nigga.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then they just leave like,
oh man,
what happened to Freddie? I don't know what happened to Freddie. He went to go take a pee. He never came back. Well, we all on the way out, so you know.
We're not gonna worry about it. Yeah, like I was like, when they zoomed out, I was like, this room is really fucking small. How have y'all not noticed that she's in this room?
At least notice that. Look, she's on some solid Snake shit.
Yeah, right. Yeah, this is video game rules.
Metal Gear Solid shit.
And we'll talk about the murder. Yeah, I will talk about the murder in this show toward the end of the episode too, which is this. God damn it, the show's so stupid. We can talk so long about how bad this show is. But Layla refuses to be Khonshu's new avatar. After this is after Harrow kills all the Egyptian avatars. And then Layla refused to be Khonshu's new avatar. Now, not to skip ahead, but Khonshu asks Layla to be the avatar. And then later at the end of the episode, he's like, fucking Mark thought that I wanted Layla to be the avatar. How silly. Yeah. He's more fucked up than I thought. Yeah, you clearly asked her.
He is like one of them fuck niggas who like calls you and he's like, hey man, I was talking to this bitch last night. You know what I'm saying? That bitch came through. I fucked the shit out that bitch. Right. The nigga didn't do nothing. That bitch didn't even answer his phone call. You know what I'm saying? But he just stayed. Right. He stayed home. You know what I'm saying? That's Khonshu.
Yeah, Khonshu is like that dude. He's like, oh yeah, she's a fucking lesbian. That's why she.
Stupid lesbians.
Oh man,
fucking lesbians.
Yeah, Khonshu is giving some Master Shake vibes throughout this whole episode.
Dog. Big time Master Shake vibes. But all he needs is yellow gloves.
But Layla refuses to be Khonshu's avatar, so he confronts Amit alone and is overpowered. So we get like the big, like huge Khonshu fight later on. Oh no, wait, no, that's later on.
You jumping?
Yeah, that's
this is drunk Banthas.
But meanwhile, Spectre Mark refuses to stay in the field of reeds alone, and he chooses to. Oh yeah, wait, no, sorry.
We already did that.
Yeah, we already did that. Man, sorry.
It's drunk Banthas, y'all. It's drunk Banthas.
We keep. Yeah, sorry.
We just keep jumping because. But yeah, so what happened next?
What does happen?
It's happening. It's happening right now. See,
the TV show. Oh yeah, we get sweaty Ethan Hawke.
Sweaty Ethan. He frees bitch. What's the bitch's name?
Ahmet.
He frees Ahmet. He frees Ahmet.
Yeah. We talked
He
about
has
this
like
too,
a
but
weird
they
sexual encounter with Ahmet. I thought that was weird, like how she was feeling all on his head.
Yeah.
She's a alligator woman.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was more that she was kind of, I guess, just like toying with him or showing how small he was, but just done
maybe.
badly.
I don't know.
But I can see that as like some sort of like sexual thing, I guess.
It was weird. It was, you know what it was? Unnecessary. Why did Khonshu and Amit have to fight if none of it can come to anything?
Yeah,
they can't destroy each other.
Yeah, it was a very
because they can't do anything without their avatars.
I was very curious which one of the fights actually mattered, you know? It's like, are we supposed to be paying attention to the big CGI fight or the fight on the ground?
Well,
like,
what about the first fight between them, like the spirit fight before Mark came back?
When Mark is... Wait. So
Amit is brought back.
Yeah, Amit is brought back.
And Khonshu and then Amit like fight after Layla decides she doesn't want to take Khonshu's offer to be his avatar. And so then Khonshu's like, fuck it, I'll go fight this bitch by myself. And then he goes over there and he's like, I cannot allow you to pass. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm just saying, man, what was the point in that fight? Why was that fight important? It didn't matter at all. Like, it was just like a stall to have Oscar Isaac in the show. Because they took a while to... We were wrong. They actually took a while to get to this whole, like...
Oh, yeah, where Mark is and denies the heaven world or whatever.
Yeah, he don't want to go to heaven. Because there's a hippo behind him, pressuring him. If he'd been like a regular-looking person, I think he probably would have been able to convince.
Yeah, maybe he would have been able to wrap his head around it.
Yeah, maybe he would have just been like, you know what, man, you're right. I should go in here, enjoy my bliss.
So later, Layla discovers that Amit can be defeated if like if more than one. I guess it just takes more than one. The
guy was very, very specific that we need more. But he didn't say we need one more, but I guess one was sufficient.
Yeah, I guess just one is fine.
It was sufficient.
When
one is a hippo.
Like they said several, but
So when one is a hippo.
Yeah, I guess a hippo counts as like at least 1.5.
Right.
But they need more than one god to bind Amit into a mortal body from a dying avatar. So she temporarily binds herself with Tauret, the hippo god, and she gets some wings.
Great, wonderful voice actress, by the way.
Oh yeah, she's a wonderful voice actress. I can't remember the name of the actress, but shout out to her. Did a great job. Were you confused why she had wings?
Yeah.
Because like,
why does she have wings? She's a goddamn hippo.
Yeah, like hippos very famously don't have any wings.
She was on a boat. She wasn't in an airplane or a fucking hot air balloon or a fucking glider.
Right. Yeah.
They were on a boat.
They're on a boat. Like, it's not even like a nautical
Am I confused as to why she had nigga.
I did like the outfit.
I don't know why
cool.
we had to do all that.
I think it was just like to introduce.
No.
It was very.
Why is it nigga? Fuck that. Why is it that she had a costume? Moon Knight had a costume, but none of the other avatars had a costume. They just get to die.
They're just wearing regular ass suits and stuff.
Yeah, you know what?
And they died off screen too, because we didn't even get to see that.
We got to see them doing some kind of. I might do some shit with this wind thing in my hand, and then they died.
And then they're dead. Yeah,
but nobody changed it to a costume.
Yeah, nobody turned in. Nobody had like a.
Moon Knight got a costume.
Yeah, I mean, well, they did say
Scarlet Knight's got a costume.
Actually, I think in one of the episodes, now that I mention it, now that we're talking about it, I do remember them saying that like they look down on a Khonshu because it's like, oh, you still wear those traditional garbs or whatever. I guess referring to the Moon Knight costume, which is like, I don't know. I guess it's an explanation.
No, it wasn't. You reached real hard. You don't need to stretch after you just did that because you reached so hard you're gonna pull something.
I mean, like they're the ones who mentioned the costume. Like then
they mentioned Khonshu's, not the Moon Knight not his avatar's costume. That's what I'm saying. So, I
think that they were referring to the Moon Knight costume. I think that's what they were saying. But
I'm saying is how. Well, then why did the other bitch have one? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, budget. Probably.
Now, let's get down to the crux of the situation. This budget must have sucked for this show because there's a lot of decisions that were made that were really unnecessary and stupid.
What where parts are you specifically?
Well, like what we just discussed. Like, why weren't there any suits for the other avatars?
Yeah, and like
why did we just get a cut? How about when what's that dude? Harrow?
Yeah, Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, when his character has Moon Knight sucking his soul out of his body. And then all of a sudden we get a and then all of a sudden everybody's dead. We just see him holding Harrow with a axe.
Right.
Wait a minute. We don't get to see none of that.
Right.
So the coolest part of the show just happened, and we don't get to see it.
Yeah, the big it gets a big climax, big fight at the end. We completely skip.
At that point, I had looked to see how far we were in the episode, and I was like, "Oh my God, we're not gonna see that. We're not gonna see what just happened. Why do they think that was cool?
Yeah, that's terrible television. Like, why do you? Why
That's
would you
terrible
think it's a better
movies,
idea
nigga. What are you talking about? If that was a movie, I would be fucking pissed.
Yeah.
Bro, you're watching True Lies, right?
Right.
True Lies.
Okay,
Arnold
True Lies.
Schwarzenegger.
It's an interesting choice. All right, I'm there.
You watch True Lies.
Which part?
They get to the part. I'm glad you asked. They get to the part where he's flying a fucking jet and like doing crazy shit. Like he pulls up on the building, he pulls up on the bridge or whatever, and like catches his daughter. What was it?
It's
Eliza Dushku.
Eliza Dushku, right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Catches her at and then okay. Imagine if you didn't see any of that. Okay.
Okay.
You just pop up at the end where the limousine part. You just end up at the end. You
right.
Just end. Hey, boom. Arnold with his family, hold everybody. What happened to the terrorist? We don't know. He's just dead. He's just Arnold holding his family, and then that's it. We just start from him getting into a plane, and then that's just the end of the movie.
Yeah, it's a very.
Why would you do something like that?
Bold and terrible choice to just skip all the most interesting parts of.
Bold, stupid, and terrible. Don't we say it bold? This is just a stupid ass.
I mean, I say bold just because I'm sure that whoever made this decision is like,
who
wouldn't
did
it
you
be?
Say? What was the name of the journalist you said?
Mark Bernardin.
He's a very nice guy. He must know people who work on this show because he said, what they tried to do. He tried to give them an excuse. No, they're just dumb. This is bad. I don't care if you work on movies, television, stage plays. I don't care if you work off Broadway, on Broadway. Nigga, you can work at the goddamn YMCA. This is bad.
Well, the thing is, making movies and television shows is very, very hard. Like it is incredibly hard.
And they are very, very different. But I don't think that the excuses that he used are the reason that this show was not good.
I mean, it's one of the reasons. I believe that one of the reasons most of these TV shows is bad is because of the pacing.
Well, who says most? I only think.
Well, not most bad. I'm saying like most the pacing is off. Like what I was saying about the Hawkeye show, how like it
that's
was
just
longer
a
than
bad
it.
show. It's just Anthony Mackie is terrible. That's
I'm talking about, no, Hawkeye.
Oh, Hawkeye.
And the Captain America show, I didn't think it was bad. Like I thought that it was like it was fine. It was longer than it needed to be.
You should have been 2 episodes. Could have been one long movie.
Right. I mean, like, and again, I think that's why they like one of the things I thought that they were doing with this show is in comparison to that.
But no, let me tell you something. It could have been one long movie, but it still would have been terrible. That show was not good. And I liked Hawkeye. I did not like Hawkeye. I think we talked about this on the podcast.
Yeah. And I've actually looked back on that, and I was like, I was really nice about Hawkeye. I did not like that show.
No, I liked it. I liked it. I liked how they revealed. They did a lot of editing to make sure that got better than it actually was. So I liked it.
I liked a lot of things about it. That was another thing where I just felt like it could have been a really solid comic book Christmas movie instead of being a TV show, because I liked maybe like 2.5 of those episodes is like on the whole.
I don't want to talk about that show.
But it's always just so much more interesting.
No, I got to talk
about this
right
show.
now. I got to talk about this show. I got to talk about Moon Knight some more. I got to get these jokes off, because Moon Knight's ending, or watching Moon Knight, is like grabbing a persimmon off of a tree that's not yet ripe and biting into it. It tastes like. At first, it tastes sour.
It's very specific.
At first, it tastes sour, and you're like, well, this could be okay. And then it tastes like you're eating sand. And then, I swear to God, anybody who's bitten into a fucking persimmon that is not right, they're listening to this, they're going, oh my God, yeah, he is fucking dead on with that shit. This show sucked.
Yeah, this show, yeah, could have been really, really good. I personally did like the first episode and the 5th episode, but I think, yeah, it speaks to more to the point that this show didn't really know what kind of show it wanted to be.
Bro, let me tell you something. Like I always say, I'd reserve judgment till the end of the series or the show, because I don't want to, like, something crazy could happen. Something amazing could happen. This is one of those shows where you think something amazing is going to happen all the way up until the end. And then you get to the end and you're like, why the fuck did I watch that?
You know, it's funny that you say that, is because, like, when, like, I was kind of having that hope up until the 5th episode, and then the 5th episode happened, I was like, oh, this is, like, a really good episode. But then I thought, oh, wait, like, this is completely divorced from all the stakes of the series. Like, it has nothing to do with the fucking world-ending. We haven't talked about the world-ending shit in the past 2 episodes.
They tried to fit too much. Look, Moon Knight isn't a character that has existed for a very long time. He doesn't have, like, a lot of source material. They've tried to fit all of the source material into one fucking season.
Right. And
as if they knew or know that they're not going to get another chance to do anything, to elaborate on anything. So, for some reason, they chose to show even less or explain even less than they would have.
Right.
Otherwise.
I mean, well,
I'm just trying to understand the psyche of this shit. It just doesn't make sense.
It does seem like the Disney Plus is trying to do with their Marvel properties, trying to make these Disney Plus shows instead of origin stories. Like, it seems like they're trying to divorce themselves from the origin story movies and just like have that be like with the Kate Bishops, Marvels.
Let's
and maybe have that be a launching
process,
right? And that maybe that be a launching pad for the films. So maybe I do still feel like they're waiting to announce, because like it was easy to.
You'll really know Disney Plus is the B team if they give Brie Larson a Captain Marvel television show.
Oh man. Yeah.
I'll tell you, man, women everywhere should be looking into this, because this is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, you saw what they did to Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
They gonna do it to what's her name? That's supposed to be Miss.
Miss Marvel, or you mean or Photon, or which one?
Miss Marvel and Photon. Both of them are about to be women of color who are about to all be marginalized like a motherfucker. I'm just telling you, man. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
and so everybody got marginalized in this as well. Let's just point that out. Oscar Isaac never even got to be Moon Knight. He got to play 3 characters. I hope this nigga got paid for 3 characters. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not. What, nigga? I gotta play 3 niggas. Do all the running and jumping. I'm doing all this. That's 3 paychecks, nigga. What are you talking about?
I see 3 names on the script.
I know. I say it say Steven, it say Jake, and it say Mark. That's me. That's 3 checks. Cause he acted his ass off. Let us say this. Like, everybody did a great job.
Yeah,
who was involved with this movie?
Yeah,
except the people who wrote it and directed it and edited it.
Yeah, all the actors did a really good job. I mean, like, I already mentioned that I didn't like Ethan Hawke, but to each their own. But I did really like Oscar Isaac, and the lady played Layla Maya El Kalamawe, I think is her name. Good acting, just terrible writing.
Terrible.
But what did you think of the ending? So, like, Mark defeats Harrow in a nice little CGI fight, I guess, where him and Layla defeat him, and for some reason they're like, "No, Mark, don't kill him." Even though they've killed like 15 people this episode. Were they killing a lot of people?
I just mentioned she killed a nigga in the goddamn tomb.
Yeah, that's the first thing they do at the beginning of the episode.
She stabbed a nigga in the chest and left him leaning. They killed niggas all day. And then we get to this one last dude. Hey, Mark. No, Mark.
Yeah, I don't know why that was the straw that broke the camel's back. But.
Well, you never know, because they fucking flash forward through the whole goddamn thing, so you didn't see anything.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You don't know if it got weird. He could have been shoving shit up people's asses and shit. A nigga could have exploded. Like, you don't know what the fuck just happened.
Yeah, you have no idea. She's like, she was shocked.
She didn't even get off the goddamn. She was protecting herself. She was like, look, I'm going to just stay connected to this. Clearly, she wasn't in danger anymore, but she was like, nope, I'm not getting up off of this. Not at all.
I did like the idea of, even though it was very ham-fisted, like with the little Egyptian girl being like, "Are you Marvel's first Egyptian superhero?" And she's like, "Yes, I am. Patent pending." That was a little weird, but it
was just it was an icing on the cake of shit that we had to watch all the way leading up. Like, we thought we were going to see something that was cool at the end. No, we got some shit.
But sometimes good things
with some whipped cream and a cherry on top.
Sometimes good things come from shit. We got Deadpool from Wolverine Origins. Hopefully, we get some good property out of, because I do like this actress Maya Kalamawe. Maybe in the right hands they can make a good property out of this Scarab.
Well, they need to go to Allstate, because they ain't in no good hands right now.
Oh, man,
tell you that
was. That was a solid Allstate joke.
This podcast brought to you by Allstate.
But what did you think of that mid-credits scene? Because,
mid-credits? There was another credit one?
Or the in-credit scene, I guess you should say.
I thought it was stupid.
Because does it happen at the end?
It should have been the final. The finale. It should have just been the ending.
Like, part of the ending, because the ending itself is very unsatisfying.
You didn't even do no in-credit shit the whole time. I don't know. It was just stupid. Oh, my God. This is not a professional opinion. This is not a professional podcast today.
So Mark, I guess we should say before, Mark and Steve, they're about to kill Harrow, and they decide not to, and they decide to revoke Khonshu, and they're like, we don't need your powers. We'd rather save the world, whatever the fuck that means. I don't know how you're gonna save the world without any powers.
Well, I think that meant that Steven. That's one thing I did understand. Steven and Jake, because remember, Mark did not participate in that conversation at the end. Steven and Jake decided, no, we want to go back and be.
You mean Steven and Mark?
Steven and Jake in the last scene, it's Jake talking. That's Jake's accent.
Jake speaks Spanish.
No, he doesn't. He spoke Spanish.
I thought that's what they were establishing at the end. Is that
no.
okay?
He has the accent.
Okay.
It's the okay, Doc. You know the Chicago accent that he uses. Mark has a more New York accent, and Steven is clearly from London.
Okay.
So I know it's confusing, but Jake was the one who was responding, and Steven were the ones who responded. Mark was not participating in that conversation.
Okay.
So they decided they wanted to go back.
Okay.
Hence why Khonshu was talking about like how, Mark is way more troubled than he knows. Because it leads you to believe that Steven might have already known that he existed. He just kind of went along with it because they like being in control, and all of a sudden Mark's not in control. When his mom died, it caused something in him to lose control of these personalities that he was able to once.
So you think Steven and Jake are in on the stuff at the end too?
Yeah, at the end, yeah.
The meek little Steve? You think he's in on the killing of Harrow?
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay. That's an interesting.
Well, you got to remember he was like all up on that Egyptian shit, so he would have felt like, oh man.
But he's also been like actively.
Yeah, but now he done also found that he's like fake, and he didn't find that out until he was dead. So now he's coming back. He's like, look, and he's like, hey, I'm strong too. Remember, he came back whipping ass.
That's true. I think that they alluded to that on the boat in the last episode where he's like, "Oh, if you,
exactly,
muscle memory and shit."
Boom! Look at you, muscle memory. They didn't say that, but you.
he did say. I think he actually specifically said muscle memory and all that. Yeah, but not in last episode. But I think in the episode where he first becomes Mr. Knight.
Well, regardless. You see where I'm saying now. See,
right?
Now, I just had to explain.
I figure.
I just had to explain what they should have been able to convey.
Yeah, it's very. The problem with the ending is that it's just way too vague. Is that there's a million because between his delusions and the bad writing toward the end is kind of hard to figure out exactly what's what. Especially with the bookends of the asylum things too, because I do feel like when Mark and whatever is in the asylum at the end, and he decides, I'm going to decide to save the world, and then he wakes up in his bed, that all that is like fake. I guess he's in his own little mind prison still, but it is a real asylum that Harrow's in later, right?
Right.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Wait. Yes.
That they're wheeling him out into the limo. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because like them just being back to back like that, I was like, wait, what are we? Who's? And also with Harrow's reaction in his projection, I was like, did that scene end up trapping Harrow in the asylum? What happened?
Right.
No, but like okay, then I had to divorce it. I'm pretty sure that was just the projection in Mark's brain, just realizing that he's not real and just like freaking out, and then that's like it's divorced from Harrow being in the actual asylum, being wheeled out to the
but that wasn't Mark. It was Jake.
Right? Yeah.
I'm just saying like Mark's brain, like
Oscar
Jake,
Isaac. That's what I meant. Because yeah, it's crazy. It gets crazy.
Yeah, it's fucking hard to keep up with. But maybe that's what happened. With them in the writer's room, they just fucking couldn't figure out what was going on. They forgot. They forgot that they did other shit, and that's why shit don't make sense and don't connect good. Yeah, they did a lot of good foreshadowing. Overshadow. They did a lot of good foreshadowing, like with the fish and like Osiris's temple and all that shit. And they did a lot of good stuff like that. But it was just this is not a good show. This is not a good show.
Yeah, it's poorly paced and just weird stakes. I would have liked it if those a lot more grounded. We didn't have to deal with any of this like really boring Ahmet's gonna end the world, we know is not gonna happen shit. And we just focus on something a little bit more grounded, like maybe some sort of mercenary assassin story. And we could still get all these explorations of like the psychosis of Mark and Steve and Jake without any of this other
bullshit.
And I'm glad that they did. The one thing that I did like about this end credit scene, which I guess we can talk about a little bit more, is that Harrow's dead. We don't have to see him anymore, but we do get introduced to a new, I guess, sort of villain.
You still
in Jake.
didn't like you, so you still didn't like Steven.
I just didn't like the character. Overall, I didn't like the character.
Why do I always want to call Steven Dorff?
What?
I mean, call Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke, Steven Dorff. I don't know. Maybe it's
I just did it. I just called him Steven Dorff.
Steven Dorff, Ethan Hawke.
They like the same white boy.
Yeah. It's like the Dermot Mulroney, Dylan McDermott thing.
Hold on. No, I don't think those are different.
Yeah. What do you mean? What do you mean? I mean, those are different white people. No, those are different white people. I'm sure
those are the same white people. I'm sure. I'm sure they're the same person. You're wrong about that. No, I'm gonna leave it at that because that was just funny.
But what did you think of this last, scene and like the emergence of Jake?
Hey, Jake,
Senor Jake.
Well, I thought it was good. Like we said earlier, I thought it could have been at the beginning. Clearly they used creamer, like powdered creamer and sugar as sand in his coffee cup. That was weird. I mean, I just know because I've used that brand before.
It's like, that is not sand.
Why did they just not use sand?
We can't get any sand.
I feel like this scene was like done on the fly. Like maybe they decided to do this later. Like they looked at this and went, "Yeah, that doesn't make sense. We're gonna have to show them something." They're like, "No, man, look, everybody knows that like Harrow's is dead, right? Like Ahmet's dead because Jake would never let that happen, right? Because it's just insinuated." They're like, "No, fuck that." Like, why did Jake kick the wheelchair when he?
I laughed and I rewound that when I saw that. I rewound that 3 times because I thought that was so hilarious. I know it wasn't supposed to be.
Like, I feel like it was just on the fly. All this shit was just done on the fly.
Why did you kick the wheelchair?
Why did you kick the wheelchair, dog? I'm gonna.
It's the funniest.
Mr. Isaac, know that this has nothing to do with you and all to do with the fact that we feel like they just didn't do you enough justice.
Where would you rank this amongst the other Disney Plus Marvel TV shows?
Shit. It's the worst one so far.
Yeah, it's definitely my least favorite one too. Hawkeye was my least favorite. This one edges that out. This is just straight up bad. Although I did like the first episode and the 5th episode and the acting, but the writing and the pacing was just not great. I can't think, like, can you think of any fight scene that was memorable? Like a fight scene that stood out to you?
You know why you can't think of one? Because they flash jump through everything. Like they cut out all of the fight scenes that would have been cool because I don't know why they thought that was cool.
Yeah, I'm assuming like
you think that's cool.
I guess they're using that as like some sort of identifier that every time that we get that blackout that's Jake. But
it'd be nice to know that.
And it was interesting. And it was interesting in the first episode. Like I admit that was a good thing to start things out.
You know why you thought it was cool? Because you thought you were gonna see something to like show you this again. Like, we're clearly gonna come back to this in some way, even if they don't show it. Yeah, we're gonna clearly come back to this in some way. Right? Yeah, no, they didn't do that at all. So it was stupid.
Yeah, it would have been. I would have been fine if they didn't actually like specifically have a flashback that showed you everything that happened, but it just wasn't resolved in a satisfying way. Other than that was Jake. which we kind of figured by episode 4, which, that was just kind of, I don't know, it was a little unsatisfying.
Well, I told you he used that different accent in the market when he saw Layla.
Right. I mean, yeah, like, I don't know. I personally don't feel that way, but yeah.
I've never seen actual bad television like this ever. Somebody who has all of the template of everything what you're supposed to do, well, but they don't know what they're doing, so they still fuck it up. Like, it looks nice. It smells nice. You cut into it. It does the things that it's supposed to do when you cut into it. But when you bite into it, it tastes like doo-doo. This is doo-doo.
Yeah, it's definitely not a satisfying show. But guys, thanks for listening to the Drunk Banthas podcast. We do this every once in a while, so go ahead and leave a like and subscribe so you can get updates on new episodes of the pod, new video essays from yours truly. Check us out on Twitter, IG, TikTok, likewise, all the internet things at Drunk Banthas. Until next time, stay safe, my little conchus, and may the force be with you.